and liftoff of the Space Shuttle Discovery with the Hubble Space Telescope.
Mr. Nelson Mandela, a free man taking his first steps into a new South Africa.
The winner is Vanilla Ice.
Word to your mother.
My mother made me eat it, and I'm president of the United States, and I'm not going to eat any more broccoli.
It was 1990. America was on the cusp of a technological revolution. Just months before, a British computer scientist had invented the World Wide Web. The U.S. government passed the Clean Air Act as automakers sought out new, exciting technologies, and a small group of visionaries saw the future of transportation.
Technology was growing at the time, and there needed to be some standardization, if you will, and some directions in which people were moving.
I was part of those early discussions about what the concept was and what we were trying to do. We came up with the vision of zero fatalities and zero delays, something that most people could understand and most people could rally behind.
It was clear from the organization's earliest days, ITS America would not just be about riding the transportation wave, but also about helping to define it.
ITS America, from day one, hitting the ground, knew that it would be always about change.
We only had a few people on the official day when it was founded. A fellow by the name of Bill Spreitzer from General Motors was there, and Jerry Conover from the Ford Motor Company. We were able to come up with a group of 30 or 40 people over a course of 4 or 5 years.
The first annual meeting, I think, was about 400 people. Great meeting, but about 400 people, which is pretty good for an association's first annual meeting. But very quickly that grew, and the exhibits grew in size as well, because we started to attract the attention of folks who needed to be at the table.
And having the right people at the table allowed ITS America to start flexing its muscle.
We were actually the ones who had petitioned the Federal Communications Commission to set aside frequency that's now the basis for connected vehicles. With 511, the National Traveler Information System, we had played a key role in that because ITS America did a study, and we found that there were over 300 phone numbers you had to have just on the east coast of the United States alone if you were trying to find out what the road conditions were. The focus of ITS was moving from pure research, which up to that time a lot of it had been done in the universities, and it was shifting instead to a much more commercialized industry.
In San Francisco, it was the first time we did demonstrations of technology. And so at that time, we were demonstrating what technology could be. In New York, we started to demonstrate real technology. And that's when I knew that autonomous vehicles actually worked, because I got out of one and walked in front of another one and it actually stopped and didn't hit me.
But in 2008, our entire industry and the world economy got hit by the biggest recession since the 1930s.
Singapore was down 8%, and of course the sell-offs that we are seeing in Europe today, most of those markets down about 8 or 9% as well.
Forcing ITS America to take a fresh look at its place in the world.
We had a couple of tough years, with the economy, with the automotive industry. And what we focused on was getting our knitting right, building our advocacy program, and we really became a force to be reckoned with. Orlando, that was the first time we got the Secretary of Transportation, the head of the NTSB, the chairman of the T&I committee actually in a connected vehicle. And that was a turning point, because all of a sudden the people that mattered really appreciated what could happen.
Fast forward to the present, and coming off the most successful World Congress in ITS America history. And the Intelligent Transportation Society of America has a new level of relevance and prestige in the transportation community.
How soon will we see this in our vehicles? They estimate about 5 years, but I have to tell you, this ITS conference has convinced me that this technology is developing so quickly that you're going to see this coming maybe even sooner than that.
By the time I left, the White House, the DOT, the Hill, called us on a regular basis when they needed advice about technology in transportation.
I think it's a really big, bright future. Information flowing so that transportation systems become, we don't even think about them.
The future of ITS America, I think, is being about the next big thing, about being the vision for it and making it happen.
It's always a good feeling to be that you're going in the right direction. And I think ITS America is doing just that.